Hello everyone and welcome to Crafting with Amy. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, as always, I appreciate you all so much. This first DIY I'm calling a pumpkin topiary. These are 3 pumpkins that I got from Dollar Tree, the ones on the stand. 2 of them are the same and that one's a little bit different. And initially, I end up not using the Waverly antique wax. I go for a totally different look. I don't end up using, well, yeah, I used that on the steak. But I used that. That is a metal looking fabric that I got at Hobby Lobby. This shelf liner that came from Dollar Tree. And I end up using that buffalo check on vinyl on another project in this video. So initially I was going to leave these on the stand, and then I totally changed my mind. And I put these press-on nails on. I don't know why. I never do those, but my nails just looked horrible. So, and then started to do this, and I'm like, duh, Amy. So I end up yanking them off because I can't handle it. So you just want to get all of this stuff off and then sand it. You don't have to worry about the letters, the paint, or whatever they use bleeding through, because that stuff is thick enough to cover that. And since this stand came off, I was like, now I'm going to do something different. I could have put it back on the stand, but I just really came up with a different idea. So once you get all of those off, you want to sand it really, really, really good, or nothing will adhere to it. So now I have that off, and I have this yardstake, and I take those 3 signs off. And it has some glue spots, and I sand that and try to get all of that off. Oh, I use the white to paint it white. And I don't know, yeah. So I'm starting with this one, and it was in the sewing department at Hobby Lobby. It has it's a thick backing to it. And I don't know why I don't throw those pins away, because none of them work except the Sharpies. Or they won't work on this stuff. So you just want to trace around that. And then cut it out, obviously. I did this voiceover last night, and then I messed it up, so I'm trying it again. Me and the editing aren't super great friends, the editing part. And I apologize for my voice. We had 90-degree weather, and then we went down to 50, getting down in the 40s at night. It's like this region where we live, they call it the Ohio Valley region. You just have allergies year long, it seems like. So now on this one, I use hot glue to attach it, because the glue stick just won't work. It will take this video probably all day to upload. It always does. So I'm trying to get this voiceover done. I'm kind of going with, I guess, a farmhouse look this time. For my home, I'm using, I normally did like farmhouse and stuff like that. I consider this also, it could be industrial, but I mean, I have it sitting out in our home, but my husband told me this, he's like, this weekend we're having a yard sale. I hate yard sales, but now I'm taking the shelf liner. He said, we're going to put your crafts in it. So I guess he's like, okay, our house is running over with crafts. But what he don't understand is I repurpose a lot of these things. Like, I may do something else with these, you know. Sometimes I cover the backs of them, and if I plan on redoing them, I won't. So I told him, you know, I was like, oh, I'm not doing a yard sale, but I said, just take a table and set it out there and put mediocre crafts, pay what you want, if you want, honor system. But they're having a really big, every year, fall break, they have a really big yard sale that goes all along this highway, and for, I can't remember how many miles. I said, you wouldn't do any good with a yard sale when they're having that one anyway, because everybody focuses on that. Now I've got a little bit of water in that cup, and I think it's folk art, black matte paint, because I have these little tacks. Those also came from the sewing department at Hobby Lobby. And I want to stain them, like. And then I end up taking those out. I don't show that. And putting them down and then drying them. And then this metal ribbon came from the sewing department at Hobby Lobby. It's 9 inches long is what I cut it to. And my cutters wouldn't cut it. I had to use my husband's. So I'm going to dab on, it has raised up embellishments to give it some detail. I end up using that stain because it's thinner, and I didn't want a real heavy. I already practiced on a little piece up there because I can get heavy-handed. And you really want to make sure this is as flat as you can get it. I don't know why this was in the sewing department, because I don't know how anybody could sew with it. But it's pretty. I like it. See, I think it turned out pretty. Now I've laid these little tacks out how I want them on this pumpkin. And I'm just going to hot glue those down. I don't make you watch all of that. And if you all see my hair and it looks, I had taken a shower. And I was like, when I was going through and doing the voiceover last night, I'm like, and I remembered I had taken a shower, and so it's not greasy, it's just wet. I hardly ever blow dry my hair. I let it air dry. So now I'm going to glue this down. I've already done it to one. And you want to wear those finger protectors because that is hot. And then I use those bottles of paint for some extra weight, because underneath, those places that are raised up on top obviously are sunken in underneath. So, and then I take the sides and fold them to the back because they are sharp. I just like those. And then this bucket, I gave it a paint. I sprayed it with Rust-Oleum outside, and it was shiny. And I didn't want that shine. I wanted more of an industrial type. So I put Mod Podge on it and let it dry overnight. And now I have some I put a rock down in there for some weight. And I have some floral foam that I end up gluing down in there. Then I have that reused floral foam because I need some little bitty pieces, and obviously if I sewed these things I would do, you know, use all new. But I glue that down to the rock. And then put some in there. And I don't know what happened to the footage of me attaching those to the stake. I lose footage and then too much gets left in places, and like I said, I'm not real great at editing. And my camera, I've ordered one of those flexible things, and I'm doing my hands as I'm talking, to go up on that shelf to try to eliminate this stand, because I've already broken the tripod, fell backwards in my chair and everything, and my husband super glued it while waiting for this other thing. But it should eliminate that stand, because anytime I reach for something I hit it. So now I just put some Spanish moss, and I don't know what happened to, I made a little bow for that one and put a little bead embellishment and a bow buffalo check bow for the bucket, and I just love that. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments. But I think it's pretty. I think it's kind of, like I said, both industrial or farmhouse. And for this second DIY, this is a one of the cutting board signs from Dollar Tree. And I have that permanent vinyl from Dollar Tree, and then this free printable. And if I can figure out how to do it, I have some printables I want to link. So I'm just going to trace around this and cut it out. And it's so rolled up. You have to put some weight on it. And like I said, I've apparently hit the stand, because in some of this I'm out of frame. But I'm going to take this black folk art paint and paint the handle, and then go around the edges. And on this one, I show you all how, when I finish them out, and I don't finish everything out on the back. It just depends on if it needs it. But I take some craft paper and use glue stick and glue it to the back, and then cut around it, and it just gives it a nice finished look. Some things require it, some things don't. If you sell crafts, and here I'm out of frame, I'm sorry. I just get in my own world, and I don't realize that I'm out of frame. But if you sell them or give them as gifts or something, you know, you want them to look neat. Or if it's going to be something you put in your house that maybe you prop up instead of hanging up, because some of these could be two-sided signs, but I knew this was going to be one-sided, so there's paint on the other side. I didn't worry about being all neat because I knew I was going to put that on the back. Well, it's actually the front, but so now I'm tracing this out on this permanent vinyl from Dollar Tree, and some of these signs are kind of bowed, so you have to watch that. You have to make sure you apply pressure to get it down, so you can get a good trace around it. If any of you all are into true crime, I have a really dear friend, Katie Conway, who covers a lot of cases. She does a really good job. She's very passionate about it, and her channel is Getting Down with the Crime with Katie Conway. And then someone that I've just recently found here, The Crafty Connection. Oh, that lady, she has so much talent, and her channel is growing really fast, and I hope to see her grow, you know, just soar, and I know she will. She's very detailed. She's just very meticulous with her work. So now I put this down, and then once you get it down, the fun part comes in, or at least for me. I take my exacto knife. You want to make sure you get the air bubbles out, and turn it around and cut the excess off. And I don't know why I left all of that in. Like I said, I lose footage, and then I leave stuff like this in. I just put a piece of cardboard down there, even though I've got a cutting mat underneath the parchment paper and stuff. Excuse me. I put this down because I didn't want to rip the parchment paper. And I apologize for showing all of this. I don't know why I did. And I don't know how. If anyone knows, could you please let me know? I can't take out like the middle of a video or a clip. I can shorten it from the front. I can speed them up. But as far as if I go to delete a section, or it won't let me do it. I'm using, it's a Movavi. Is that what it is? Video Editor Plus. And I had switched from it to it from something else that wouldn't let me speed up the video and keep my voice at normal speed. That was Video Pad, or I don't remember what that was, what I first started out with. And then I switched to this. But I cannot get things out if it's in the middle of a clip, or shorten it in the middle of a clip, only from the end and the beginning. So if anybody has any hints, tricks, whatever, I would appreciate it if you'd let me know. Because this to me can be tricky, going around all of those little nooks and crannies. And since this is shiny, after I put the free printable on, I go ahead and take a layer of Mod Podge and put on that as well to kind of dull it down. I don't like shiny. But I put the printable down with glue stick. And like I said, I got that. It's just a free printable that I found by just typing in free fall printables, free pumpkin printables. I have several, and I meant to put them in last videos, put a link to them, and I forgot. So I'm going to try to remember this time. But literally, if you just go to whatever your search engine is and type in free fall printables, free, pumpkins, it'll pull them up. And then if you have a printer, you can just print them off. Please tell me I didn't show me cutting all this out. So this is just what I use for the backs, if they need it. And since I got paint all over that, it needed it. Okay, I have cut the printable down. You just want to cut it down to whatever size you want it. And I left the source of where it came from down at the bottom. But Mod Podge and I don't get along. So then you just want to put this down and smooth out. If you hear coughing in the background, my son has had the crud. He keeps going. I mean, he's still working, going to school and working out. They're getting ready to go to Florida, him and his girlfriend and her family, for fall break. And they were going to go to Panama City. But now Ian is out there, and I don't know if they're going to be able to go or not. So I'm just taking a light coating of Mod Podge. I don't go completely all over the printable, because that's where I end up having problems usually with paper. But it does dull down the shine on paint surfaces like this if you use matte Mod Podge. I don't remember where I learned that. I can't remember. I'm wanting to... I think it was Holly with Hot Humble Pie, but I won't swear to that. So there that is, dried. And now I'm going to take some of that folk art and dry brush on the paper. But I do a very, very light dry brushing. This is the first time I've been able to get one of these cutting board signs. I know I saw some real cutting boards, pretty thick ones at Hobby Lobby. And now I take these pumpkins, and I wanted them to match. Those are Dollar Tree pumpkins. The little pumpkin on the sign, and I ended up mixing Harvest Orange with chocolate is it chocolate brown, and the mixing those two up, and it came out as close as I could have gotten it to matching the pumpkin on the side on the printable. I had tried lightening up the other one. Okay, so I don't know what happened to that. I've got some orange jute twine that I put around to outline the printable, and now I'm out of frame. I cut 2 pumpkins in half and glued them down at the bottom. And now I'm trying to figure out what I want to do up the top. I end up using the pitberry, but I first put a buffalo check bow. So I just make a simple little buffalo check bow. And then I have some little orange, they're not really orange, they're a paler orange beads that I put in the center of the bow, because I just make this and tie it with jute twine and hot glue it up there. Excuse me, I don't know why. Yeah, I think I cut that in half because it was a little big for the sign. I love that it's gotten cooler. I can't handle the summer heat, but such drastic changes. Ooh. I'm sorry, I'm out of frame here. I don't know. I must have hit the camera and not realized that I did. But I'm just making a little awareness bow with that buffalo check. And then I think about using that for a hanger, and I changed my mind and used the orange. Now I'm reaching for my what are they? Beads. And see, now I have this in my lap. I'm like, duh, Amy. No one can. I'm sorry. I have no idea that you all see, I'm talking with my hands, that you all can't see what I'm doing. Now, apparently I'm taking the pitberry and just wrapping it around. My husband comes in, he's like, your craft room's, it's a mess. I'm like, I'll clean it up. I know. I do after, but I drag everything out because I changed my mind so much. He was just picking on me because he knows how I am. And there it is, but I do not end up putting that. It shows it, but then I change it, and I don't know if it shows that I changed it. And I had to speed this up. Otherwise it would be 5 hours long probably, I don't know. And there is the finished product. I think it's cute. This is a little farmhouse sign. And for this next one, this is I wanted to keep in that same, it's a garland. And your girl here took some of that shelf liner and another shelf liner, and was going to make little ribbon or tassels and that just didn't work. But here I'm taking water and some of that black paint to make like a stain, and I have the wood cutouts from Dollar Tree and the acorns and the leaves. They come 8 in a pack. I have 6 of them alternating, and I paint them with that stain because I don't want a real heavy coverage. And I got smart and put after the little tacks in the stain and having to fish those out, it was like I have so much stain on my hands and my fingernails. So I'm just staining these. I put some gloves on. And now I'm going to take these, I have a sponge brush from Dollar Tree and Waverly chalk paint in Snow White, and I'm just going to stencil the letters to spell out autumn. And I like these, this is a great alternative if you don't have a Cricut, if you don't have, you can always get these. I have different fonts. I was going to use a different font, but then it was too large. And I didn't dry brush any white around the edges of these. And then this is some jute twine. It's white from Walmart. And I'm just going to find the placing and then glue those down. See all that I've cut out? I've cut out buffalo check. I've cut out the shelf liner with the leaves. And then I had some gray shelf liner. And I'm like, I'm going to make those ribbons. Nope. It wasn't happening. So then all I had was buffalo check. Well, I mean, I had some burlap ribbon, but I didn't know if it would look right or not. So I end up just putting buffalo check in between, before each letter. So I just have these spaced out how I want them on there. And just gluing them to this. I like this jute rope. And there it is with the, like I said, I just put buffalo check in between them. And then I took some of those little beads and covered up the holes in the ornaments. And I have it hanging in here on one of my shelves. I think it's really cute. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. And if you're new, I hope you'll consider subscribing, hitting the like button, share, notification bell. And thank you all for watching, and you all have a good day.